More people with trauma have autoimmune disease than the regular population. We know that trauma causes severe amounts of depression and anxiety. Depression and anxiety has been shown through studies to dramatically raise inflammation markers.
How do you help people with trauma? Because, there's some people that don't believe in trauma. Not that they don't believe in it, that it didn't happen, but even people on the show that believe it doesn't really make a difference to our life today.
Wow, I have never heard someone say that, but that's definitely someone who has, very little insight into human emotion. I mean, that is a cruel thing to say. So what, are they making it up? Actually, trauma has a physiological effect on the brain itself. I mean, it changes the way the brain functions in terms of neurotransmitters, size of the amygdala, the emotional part of the brain. I mean, this is neuroscience. Trauma very clearly has an effect physically and physiologically on the brain. So anyone who says that doesn't understand the physiology of the brain, which not everyone is board certified in neurology. I get that, but to say it when you don't know is kind of scary to me, and invalidating, supremely invalidating. So PTSD is a real condition, and trauma is absolutely a real condition. It is when a person undergoes something that is so horrific and terrifying that it affects every function of their body, right? From their heart rate to their brain function, to their experience of even being in their own body, to their belief in the safety of the world, their ability to feel happiness. It is something that can be both acute, right? In the moment, you can go through a trauma. We call that acute stress disorder, where you can have all the symptoms of reliving and racing heartbeat and depression, anxiety that's acute because it just happened, but then it kind of fades away. And then if it continues on those symptoms for more than 3 months, then it's called a chronic condition called post-traumatic stress disorder, where they continue to live that. So it is a real condition, and it causes immense suffering and disability. So anyone who's ever heard otherwise, who's experienced trauma, please don't listen to anything else. I mean, it is a real condition. So I've helped people both privately and in my group setting. More people with trauma have autoimmune disease than the regular population. We know that trauma causes severe amounts of depression and anxiety. Depression and anxiety has been shown through studies to dramatically raise inflammation markers. When inflammation markers are high, you have higher risk of heart attack, autoimmune disease, all sorts of things. Actually, people in mourning tend to have some of the highest inflammatory markers. And there's so many people that I've seen who have developed autoimmune disease right after the death of a loved one. So it's actually physically an inflammatory condition. So whatever your genetics are for a disease, you're gonna press the gas pedal on those if you've experienced severe trauma, and especially develop a chronic disorder like PTSD. So there's a lot of people in the group already that understand trauma, they've been through trauma, they have anxiety and depression. So I think there's a lot of love and caring there. It's a support group, People also, there's daily videos that I have every day that are specifically for mental health. And so I always say, the more my voice is in your head, the less you listen to your voice. And people tend to find that I can inspire them and focus them. And so every single day they're listening and learning from me. And when at the end of the group, when people say they can hear my voice in their head, I'm like, cool, download is complete. And now you can graduate, right? So changing it from that negativity and sense of hopelessness and overwhelm and despair to a voice of positivity and hope and reassurance. So it's effective, but I know what I'm doing. It's being both for my expertise and work, helping people overcome trauma, and all the experience I've had, even helping people change the effects of it on their health and their ability to eat. I've helped many, many thousands of people at this point do it. So yeah, we have a system that works really well. And my husband's very good at it too. He's an incredible coach as well. So we do it together, and the results are amazing. I mean, when people come to the final meeting, we stay on so every person can share their results. And like the last meeting we did, every single person came on, had positive results, every person, and in many areas of their lives. And it's just such an incredible thing. It gives great meaning for my husband and I to be able to help people live better lives in all the different ways.